Hey everybody, it's Michael from Sew In Place and Sew and Sweep here, and today I wanted to actually give a full demonstration of one of my favorite machines in our store, the Designer Epic 2. There's some really unique features that we find on these machines that we just don't find anywhere else in the industry. And with that, we're going to start by looking at the screen. So over here, when you turn these babies on, what you see immediately is a screen that's asking you what kind of fabric you're sewing on and what sewing technique you want to do. All of that's important because it allows us to tell it exactly what we're doing so the machine can make all the necessary adjustments for us. The other thing that's really unique about these guys is we have Wi-Fi capability. The Wi-Fi allows the machine to be on the internet, to have cloud storage, but also to allow Viking to send you beautiful little projects that you can easily do with instructions. And even some of the projects come with designs. So if there's a specific design with that project, you just click a link and the design will come right into your machine's memory. So that's fantastic. The next thing that the Wi-Fi is going to allow us is it's going to allow us updatability. So the machine's going to basically take care of those things for you. So it puts you at ease and really makes life a whole lot easier. Let's look at the sewing. Now on the sewing, what you'll find very unique about this is that Viking has partnered with Foth because they're all part of the same parent company to put Foth's world famous dual feed on. What is dual feed, you ask? It is a top walking foot that is built into the machine, and it's nice and small, and it's going to help you get into those precision projects, but also it's going to work with a multitude of presser feet that you just don't find on the other brands. We don't have problems with other brands, by the way. We sell many brands here at Sew In Place. So this today, though, is our focus, the Designer Epic 2. We have some new buttons on these if you were part of the old school with the Epics. And this is a laser. You have laser guidance. That's right, laser guidance in front of the needle. You can move that laser left and right. So if you want to set it at a 1/4 inch setting, you can definitely do that. Now, when we work with this walking foot, this is going to ensure that we have stable sewing and precision sewing, but also powerful sewing. You know, most of the times when we have problems with going through different fabrics or breaking needles, it's not the fact that the machine is breaking the needles in the fabric, it's that you're shoving the fabric into the machine because the machine's not pulling it well. With that integrated dual feed, the machine will be able to pull your heaviest of layers. Now, I always tell folks we could sew through a tin can on nearly every machine in the store, but what machines have problems mostly with is going over the hills and the valleys. So here, prime example, doing your typical jeans hem, I can just take my time. If I don't have my fabric stuck, here we go. I can take my time and allow the machine to gently work over that. Now it's pulling that fabric from the top and the bottom, but also inside there's a sensor that is sensing that fabric getting thicker, and the machine is literally lifting that foot. If I were to put my finger under here and push hard, I would feel that lifting that with these little motors inside. We have automatic thread trimmers, trims our threads, brings up our foot, and hands it to you on a silver platter. We love that. But we can say, going from all of that to a sheer piece of fabric. Sheer fabrics can be a real struggle at times because they can't handle a lot of the stresses and they start giving way right away. So I'm going to do something crazy. I'm going to do a satin stitch on a single layer of organza. And though this fabric may get damaged by this stitch, this machine feeds so beautifully that I don't have a worry. Hit my scissor button, again, cuts the threads, ties them off, sucks into the back, and hands it to you on a silver platter. We love that. It's really easy and very intuitive nowadays to use these sewing machines. Back in the day, I remember we would have people sitting at computer machines and just be closed off with their body language. Today, I watch them in classes and they're swiping and they're pulling, because this is really familiar technology. This is what we're used to using with iPhones and tablets. If you want to make something look a little bigger, you can definitely use the pinch and pull commands that we're typically used to using with our Androids and our Apple devices. So this is the world we live in today, and the machines themselves are coordinated with that technology. So it feels very, very familiar. I love the fact that these machines sew tons of stitches in multiple directions. So when we look at old machines, older models, we can see that your zigzag is as wide as your stitch can get. So I'm going to take a nice big meandering stitch. And the machine tells you something. If something needs to change, the machine will tell you. This meandering stitch, the fabric is literally being pulled left, right, front, and back to create a stitch that is far bigger than our presser foot. We love that. Now, if I touch the scissor while I sew, the machine's going to tie that off and cut it, but not until it's done with that entire stitch. And there we go. It's tying it off. Touch the threads, raises them up, and away we go. Now, I don't know if you can notice this from the video, but you're going to find that you're not having shadows cast on your work. And that is because the amazing lighting they put in this. They have not only high definition LEDs, but they have prisms and so on to give us that high definition lighting, which matters a lot. As I get older, I'm finding a lot of eye problems, and the light is super important to me. The other thing that's super important for seeing is this amazing needle threader. Look how easy this is to thread. You just push a button and right through the eye of the needle. Isn't that easy? Push it again. Every time. Super, super great to work with. This machine has something also that we call the deluxe stitch system. And a deluxe stitch system is something that meters your thread and makes it so that the sewing machine can calculate how much thread you need with each stitch. Why that's important is because instead of squeezing our thread like a traditional machine, where your thread gets thicker and thinner, it gets squeezed harder and softer, we have computer controlled rollers that calculate each thread and make the stitch equal no matter what types of thread you're using. I actually did a YouTube video on that, so you can find that on our channel. Now we're going to go over to embroidery because there's some fascinating features on embroidery. So embroidery on this machine couldn't be easier, and you couldn't ask for more tools than what the Designer Epic 2 offers us. So come on closer here, let's start with this and let me show you some of the amazing things you can do. Let's start off with making a simple quilt label. I can grab one of my designs from built into my machine. There's many, many designs. I'm going to choose a larger hoop too. So let's choose a very large hoop, which by the way, if my assistant Lily will show you, we have big, big hoops. And there's an even bigger hoop available. So looking back at this, we're going to create a design that is a border. Let's choose a circle, and let's put some more designs on that circle. Rather than just that little guy, I'm going to choose a couple more designs. So we'll take this guy. And I'm not just limited to one design. I can put 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, whatever you want. So you just pick the designs you want. Now I'm going to replicate that pattern, and I'm going to increase the number until I'm satisfied. It's just so easy. We can use nodes on the screen to shape that design. We can unlock it so it's not proportional and allows us to maybe make an oval. Just super easy to do. When I'm satisfied, I just hit my check mark. There's lots of applications for that area, from creating paragraphs to creating quilt designs to simply being creative, and that's what this is all about. Now, if I want to put my name inside here, just touch my alphabet. Couldn't get any easier than that. Choose the font I want, and immediately we get a keyboard on the screen. So I can type Michael, M-I-C-H-A-E-L. You can see it on the screen if it's right. It's brought it onto the screen so I can see it. But what's really cool is as I move it around, you can see these lines coming up on the screen. And these lines are indicating how my design is lined up with other parts of my design. So here it's lined up perfectly with the bottom. Here it's bottom center, back into the center of the hoop. Super, super easy to do. If I want to arch my name, we have an arch button, right? There's your arch button. And again, just use your nodes to shape that, or even space it out further if you like. So I can move my name further out on the line with ease. When I'm satisfied, hit my check mark, done. Let's put a design in the middle. And we'll take the same design maybe that we did earlier here. Put this little guy here. I want it bigger. So bigger means on a lot of machines that you can only go 20% or a specific percentage. This machine will recalculate designs far more than 10, 15, 20%. It's nearly unlimited, and it redigitized that design for me. Beautiful, beautiful. So my stitches are dense as they were before. They're not opened up. If I want now, I look at this and I say, oh, my name is in the wrong order. It's easy enough to see the order that we made to be able to take one piece or the other. I'm going to take my name and put it on top so that now you can see that it will lay on top of the previous design. We love that. Now definitely we could sew that out without a problem, but I want to choose something new. So I'm going to delete that. In fact, I'll delete everything on the screen. Now what I like to show is the fact that we have apps on our phone today. In fact, before we get to the apps, I want to show you one more thing. This is a subscription service. This is part of the MySewNet library. So MySewNet is software that stands independent. And if you subscribe to this software, you have access to over 8,000 designs on your sewing machine screen. This is just phenomenal. This is earth-changing. If there's a design you want, let's say it's roses, you can type the word rose and search for that in Viking's catalog. And there are the rose designs that they have. Tons and tons of them. You find one you want, push and hold, and it will load that from that area. If I wanted to find something for golf, again, same idea, G-O-L-F. Do a little search, and look at that. There's a little golf club. That's very, very cool. Now, people spend thousands of dollars a year joining embroidery clubs and so on. This is amazing. Again, for a subscription fee, you can actually have that. If you don't want the subscription, you can cancel it at any time. And that's another amazing thing, right on your machine. So I'm going to take this hoop, I believe, needs some quilting. So this is a lot of fun. You actually have apps on your phone nowadays. This one is called MySewNet app. And you see on the little screen there, it says MySewNet. And we're going to create a design. Now we could take a picture of something, or we could choose an internal picture that we would have saved. So I'm choosing a design, and I'm going to ask it to do it as a line art design, which would be wonderful for quilting. I think I'm ready, honestly. It's that hard. We're going to send it to the machine. Isn't that cool? It's got a little airplane right there. Makes it super intuitive. There's our Designer Epic. If you have icons and other machines, definitely they would show in your list. My machine's asking if I'd like to have that brought in. I would. Now I'm going to make sure I'm choosing the hoop that I want to use once again. So I've chosen that. Now, I would like that design to fit beautifully on my fabric. Again, we go to MySewNet app and it makes it so simple. So I go back and choose design placement. Now I choose my machine, Designer Epic, and all I have to do is take a picture of my hoop. Now this is a big hoop, so I gotta take it from far away. But I can get a nice little picture of that, as you can see. Use the photo, and if the corners aren't quite lined up, we can line them right up. and then we choose the next button, shoot it to the machine. Machine knows it's there already. We hit our check mark. Now I can take my design and get it positioned precisely where I want on the screen. You can't ask for easier. If you want it to be rotated, you touch your little rotator button. If you didn't want to do that, you hit the undo button. We're ready to sew. Take your fabric and your hoop, slide it in, hit the go button, continue. And tells us to put the hoop on. Hit your start button, and it will sew it out in such a way as I did right before this video, the exact same design. Basically push the button and the machine will sew it exactly where you wanted it. And if you don't think that that's precise enough, they even have more precise tools built into the machine that I could literally get that needle in the exact thread on the fabric that I chose. That's all we're going to give you for now. There's so much more these machines do, but I wanted to give you a really great taste of just how phenomenal these machines are. If you're interested, give us a holler. We're Sew in Place and Sew and Sweep in Pennsylvania and Maryland. www.sewinplace.com. You can call us at 717-352-3050. Thanks, folks, for watching. Take care.